Hello everyone and welcome back to Bitwig Studio and Music Production. This is lesson 2.09 and this is our introduction to DJing lesson. And as I mentioned in our introduction to song form, I don't expect that many people to watch this video, but for those of you going along in order, I really like to try and explain why I'm covering what it is I'm covering and in the order I'm actually covering it. So as I mentioned with the song form, it always helps to try to analyze a song before you want to go and actually make a track in any given style or genre or whatever. And I assume a lot of people watching these videos are probably really into a particular genre of music right now and they love to just jump in and start making it. There's a few problems with that because if you don't fully understand the tracks that you love and understand why it is you love those tracks and how they're built, you're going to struggle to make it. Even if you go through and watch hundreds of tutorials on how to make XYZ genre, you're going to struggle because you still don't fundamentally understand what makes that particular genre, why it works, and most importantly, why you actually like it. Because if you can figure out why you really, really like it, why a track makes you feel a certain way, then you're going to be able to go into your digital audio workstation and then try to recreate that feeling and recreate the build of a particular track. So with our song form, and we did our song analysis in the last video, it's very difficult for me to make a good video on song analysis because you can make it as simple or as complex as you want. Really, that's up to you. And if we were all together, we could sit down and go through hundreds and hundreds of tracks and really try to understand what makes each of those tick and why some of us like certain tracks and why some of us don't like others. It would be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, our limitations here with our playback system mean that I can kind of only make that one video and then I teach you the technique and you put into practice. The same thing is going to go for DJing. So why are we talking about DJing right now? For a couple reasons. Number one, it's going to get us familiar with how this arranger timeline works and how we can insert and have multiple tracks going at the same time and get them to blend with one another in our timeline here inside of Bitwig. It will also give us a really easy introduction to effects. We'll be bringing in one effect to start, which is our DJ EQ. And it's also really going to help for when we sit down and try to make our own track. The more you DJ, the better you understand song form and the better you understand a particular genre, or just the better you understand music in general. There's a reason a lot of great DJs can make that switch over to producing very easily. And this is not the way that I learned it. It's not the way that I approached it. But having looked back on my journey to where I am now, I certainly feel like if I had started out DJing, it would have helped me quite a bit. So in the next video, we're going to take a look at a very simple hardware setup, something that you would see like in a club and kind of demystify the whole process for you. We'll then take a look at how software has tried to emulate that very specifically. And then in the last couple videos, we'll open up Bitwig and try and recreate what we've seen in both hardware and in software. So I hope you guys are ready. This is going to be a lot of fun. And by the end of this, hopefully you're going to be able to make a very simple mix of a few tracks that you like. So strap in and let's get started.